What's going on, beautiful people? This is Nene Adams. I'm in the building, UGR. We're here. We're going live. We're going to be talking about colorism, and we're also going to be having the beautiful Sunni Connor on. She is a native from Baltimore, Maryland, and she has written books. She's an author. So I'm so excited to have her on, and I'm so excited for you guys to join us. Make sure you guys go on and like, share, subscribe, pass the information on. We in the building. That's good. And I'm just so excited for tonight and everything that we're going to be doing. So before we get started, no further ado, let's go ahead and pray and get the room warmed up. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you right now. We just thank you for this chance and this opportunity to come together and just to talk about topics that really interest us and also our community, to help uplift us and to encourage us to be better people and to look out for one another. So as we, have this discussion, we pray that we can hopefully open hearts and open minds and just cause more of like a love between people and not a division. So we ask that you be in the midst through all of this. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm struggling just a little bit.
I'm hot.
Just a little bit. I've been he said I'm hot.
Yeah,
Straight up. Temperature too. I've been literally into work. I've been studying. I've been working on a course. I'm trying to grow in my career and progress. So I've been literally in the books studying nonstop, and literally I've been detoxing too. So
you went back to school?
I went back, not so much school, more of like.
What do you do in school? You study.
Yeah, you study. Yeah, in the books.
So,
so pretty much you can say that. You can say that.
She done went back to school.
I went back to school, so I'm trying to do something in my career, but I've also been detoxing. Okay. And everybody knows what detoxing, what it does to you is you gotta use the bathroom. So if y'all see me jump up out of here for a hot second. Full disclosure. You know exactly what's going down, but
I ain't got no toilet paper.
Yeah. No. No.
Did the stories come back already?
Yeah, they came back. They came back strong on the toilet paper.
I know that's right. I know that's right. But you got to make sure your body, mind, and spirit is good. We talked about it last week, so that's what I'm doing on mine. So how y'all doing? How's everything going with y'all?
Good.
You want to talk about
It's like
I can start it off, man. You know what I mean? I had a pretty good weekend. I had a full Friday where I was able to do a pop-up shoot with a woman that I work with. She does a lot of acro choreography. It's like a lot of I don't know how to explain this.
Like acrobats.
Yeah, like acrobats, like spinning around, they twist it. But she works with young ladies who are like less than maybe 11, and which is dope because I see them doing some stuff. I mean, the stuff that they're doing at that age is going to help them when they get older. The flexibility and all that stuff, and it's going to strengthen their muscles because there are some strong little girls. How they be holding themselves up and being and it's dope. So I did a quick shoot with their coach. Her name is Lonnie, and it was actually a pretty dope shoot. I haven't really gotten to editing the photos just yet. But when I do, I'm gonna go ahead and mess it up. I'm gonna you know what I'm saying? We was down there. It was cool. It was a nice little pop-up shoot. Only was out there for 45 minutes, something quick.
Oh, that's right.
So that was dope. Saturday was a pretty hectic day. I got up early. I didn't have a whole lot to going on, but I kind of made myself busy. My room is still in shambles right now because I just said, you know what? I don't like this place. So I just said, do everything about. And that's probably the reason why I'm late today because nothing was where it was supposed to be. And so I woke up this morning and just grabbed everything I thought I had and didn't have what I needed.
Right.
And Sunday was pretty much, I did another pop-up shoot with a girl by the name of Gabby David. And she does a lot of, she's a dance choreographer too. And she does, I forget exactly what kind of style it's called, but it's like crazy footwork. And we did a real quick shoot with her, and that ended up pretty dope. And when I posted her, a few of my photographer friends was like, "Hey, yo, she got like 300,000 followers. How'd you get that?" I said, "Hey, man, I just kind of met her," and she was like, "Yo, you want to shoot?" And I was like, "All right, let's do it." And it was cool. So that was dope. So my weekend was pretty eventful. It felt long though. Like weekends don't normally feel long, but mine felt long this time around.
I had a less eventful weekend. I slept I slept. I
That's
did watch
always
some
good.
clothes. I did watch some clothes. And then, of course, we did host an event this weekend. That was very beautiful, birthday event. But that was pretty much.
Yeah. My weekend's always cool. Always got stuff going on. I just don't post it because I don't worry about like, where your mask at? What you got COVID? So my weekend's popping like always. I'm lying. It's not like always, but this time it's popping. And I was thinking like I was thinking like while people be talking, I kind of feel like I must be out of tune with people because I hear a lot of people like I'm stressed out and I got all this going on. I be sitting back like I ain't got nothing going on. Like I'm good. So
is you working, Tommy?
Huh?
Is you working?
I'm working. Like I just think right now I'm in life. I'm just in a real good blessed place. I've been here for a long time, so I'm grateful to be in a real good blessed place. I have no stresses, like nothing.
That's what I was gonna say. Like you don't have stress. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Everybody else is like, man, you're doing all this stuff. They have stress.
Right.
Like I work from home. I got 2 kids that are home that are in school at times. They need things. I'm trying to work.
Right. I can understand that. I totally understand that.
I guess apparently school can stress you out.
Yeah.
When you go back and get your homework done, and the infants accelerated too.
School work, all that stuff can stress you out. And I'm grateful to be in a place where I don't have to worry about none of that stuff.
Yeah, you're good, man.
I'm real grateful for that.
I got you. Yo, Jeff, you got the extension cord. I don't want this computer to die, and on 15%. I just peeped game. No, it's not pumped in. I just peeped game. I don't want us to go halfway out, and next thing you know, we done. We black screen. Well, that's crazy. So I'm gonna make sure we good, y'all. So make sure we're not losing nobody. Good. We all plugged in.
Yes.
I'm loving it. So on this day,
hey, Auntie.
What up, Trey?
Hey, y'all. So on this day with Day, you may not know about it, but you're going to learn today about some of the events that have occurred in the past. So in 1869, Cincinnati Red Sox Stockings becomes first professional baseball team. In 1972, The Godfather wins Academy Awards for Best Picture. In 2019, the climate change strike held by school children all around the world, inspired by a Swedish teenager, Greta Thunberg. So shout out to her for her efforts and trying to make the world a better place.
That's dope.
That's
dope. They got young teenagers out here trying to make a difference in the world. That's dope.
That's the little girl that they were trying to like kill and all that stuff. She was trying.
Yeah, she was saying a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I heard of her.
Didn't they make a movie about her too?
Nah,
Did they make one yet?
They might.
I just want to have like a documentary or a movie. Or
maybe
it
might be a documentary.
Because there's two. It's that little girl and then there's another girl that's out there for women's rights.
Mm-hmm.
The little Middle Eastern young lady. She's like 16 or something like that.
Okay.
She's like world known. They may have one for her. I don't know, but I definitely have been keeping up with those two girls. That's their dope what they're doing.
The future is female.
Yeah.
It's been female. First of all.
The future is
who
us
run the
doing
world?
Right thing.
Girls.
The future is us
Beyonce
doing the right
said
thing.
it already.
That's how I look at it. The future is us doing the right thing.
Really, real facts. Real facts.
Yeah. So is it on me right now? All right. So we got a couple of things that are happening. One very comical, and the other one is just a necessity right now. Which one of y'all want to start with? The comical or the necessity?
The comical. Make me laugh.
I like to save that for last. But anyway, I'll go ahead and do your
No, do it first because you're gonna do your joke and then Jeffrey gonna do the joke and then that's just too much.
I'll do you a solid.
I don't even know why you asked.
So what's comical right now? What's going on? Y'all know about the NBA All-Star, right?
Yeah.
And how the commissioner, I think the NBA commissioner was like, nah, don't come down. There's not gonna be any events or whatnot. Well, ATL said, damn all that.
Right.
We doing whatever we want to do. There's
Right.
parties, all kind of stuff that's going on. And apparently there's a lot of Instagram young ladies who decided to go down there. But the problem is they went down there with no money, no coins. So they went down there and got stranded. So there's a whole lot of GoFundMe accounts talking about I'm stranded, stuck in ATL. First of all, why would you go to ATL where you ain't got no money?
Why would you go anywhere? You don't got no money.
But
Don't even leave the house.
But since we have a thing called OnlyFans, they all just said, "Hey, I'm stuck," and they got a whole lot of people giving them money. I seen a girl who got $2,500. Mind you, a bus ticket from Atlanta back to wherever, almost anywhere, it's probably less than $200.
You said the OnlyFans is popping? What's
I'm
I'm not saying I have an account. I'm just saying.
I'll send that to you when we not.
I appreciate it. I'm
Watch it.
I'm saying.
I didn't know that was an account.
Something
Or
like that in the account.
Jeez.
Yeah, but OnlyFans. The funny thing about OnlyFans during the pandemic, they went from 200,000 accounts to over 1 million accounts in less than a year. So yeah. So
This mom, her 2 kids went to a Catholic school and they actually got expelled because the mom had an OnlyFans account. And granted, she wasn't doing anything like, you know, how, you know, just showing anything explicit or anything like that. Just maybe with her shirt, a little button a little bit or something, but cooking or baking or doing, you know, things like that. And it was just posted and she was just like, this don't got nothing to do with my children's education and shouldn't have been brought into the school, but the kids got expelled.
There's a stigma with OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it didn't start off that way.
Yeah, it didn't.
It was for artists, you know, doing shows or whatnot, only because fans. I get it, but it turned into some women decided that no, I'm gonna go ahead and really make it OnlyFans.
Yeah,
doing all stuff, start showing off that stuff. So it turned into something. Hey, honestly, there's dudes on there.
I know. That's why I'm gonna start one. But
they're in a very different type of field.
I'm gonna break some boxes.
But on a more serious tip, man, we got that 1.9 trillion. Damn, I said billion. But $1.9 trillion stimulus package has been passed, so that means a lot of people are going to get some relief. Hopefully, the only problem with that is there was a little bit of a hiccup. Apparently, that anyone who owes any debts, the way that Democrats did it to push it through, they left in the provision where if you have debts, it can be garnished.
That always happens.
The last time I believe that they did waive it or something.
They waived it.
Those who owed debt and child support, they could still
first
get
two.
theirs.
But not the first. I know some people got their stuff taken off the first one.
Okay. Well, I know the second one for sure.
Yeah.
They didn't do that. They waived it. But this one here, if you're getting that $1,400 and you owe people money,
makes sense though.
And I will tell you, if you even haven't received the second one, you will get that once you file your taxes.
Well,
so just be aware of that. If you're like, I ain't even get my second one, you will get it during your taxes.
You gotta check that.
But I just thought it was kind of crazy that was in the provision that they can take your bread, even though you're like, this is literally for what's been like. This is what's going on.
But like I said, but think about it. They have some people down here in debt for like 4-5 years before pandemic.
Fair enough.
And then the government give them some money. They're like, nah, brother. Break down. I'm gonna need that back.
Fair enough. You know, I do think it could have been just for the circumstances. You know what I'm saying? If it was like not the circumstance, okay, my man, you've been in debt for like 10 years.
Right. I can see that.
Just give it up. You know what I'm saying? You've been deferring for too long. Yeah. So I understand that.
That was a Republican thing.
Just go ahead and wipe out these roads.
Yeah, right. But yeah, man, that's pretty much what I got on my end over here, man. I hope y'all been properly informed.
I love that. Next week we gotta talk about some stocks though. I need to know about that one.
I mean, there's a lot going on in the stock market right now. I mean, I can give y'all a little.
No. We already behind. We already CPT. We changing the name. That's not what I said. Next week.
I mean, I really got no joke. I'm just saying, when y'all stimmy hit, since I'm not gonna get one, I can do emergency phone calls for $75. So if you need to get out of work when your stimmy hit, hit me up for $75. I got you. Get you out the way with that one.
He be ready to buy anything and everything.
Let me tell you something. Hustler, okay?
But
trying to get that little
spend your money.
$75
Do what you want to do with your money. It's your money.
Like my man said, don't go out of town if you ain't got no coins.
Don't go out of town if you ain't got no coins, man. Don't do it.
Don't do drugs. Drugs are bad, okay? And black power. Yep, that's all I got.
That's right.
Nah, man. See, I noticed he glossed over that. That's the money man right there. He said, I ain't getting the stimulus. You know the cutoff is at 80,000. We know where he got. He had 150, man. 150. So ladies, if y'all looking for that sugar daddy,
look where you going at. You put it out there.
I need some sugar.
You put it out there. You said, I ain't getting it. You won't know neither way. Oh my goodness. Let's go into the topic. We're going to be talking about colorism. So the first thing I wanted to do was to identify or define the word. So I actually got this from National Conference for Community and Justice. So they define it as colorism, a practice of discrimination by which those with lighter skin are treated more favorably than those with darker skin. This practice is a product of racism in the United States, in that it upholds the white standard of beauty and benefits white people in the institution of oppression. So that is according to them when it talks about colorism. And I think, and we were kind of talking about this a little bit before.
So what's your question about colorism?
What's my question?
What's your question
We
about
defined it. My issue and what I had a problem with was on the simple fact that I get it that people have preference, right? People choose to like whatever they like. That's perfectly fine. As far as if you like a light-skinned woman versus a dark-skinned woman, right? Preference is okay. I think the problem that a lot of us have is when we start dividing, when we put like, I only like light-skinned women because they are, whatever you want to say, more beautiful than dark-skinned women, whatever that, when you put a reason on something and you start dividing the two groups, I think that division causes the problem in our community. And I think that's something that we need to address.
But I definitely agree. But hold on. I agree with what she's saying. I'm just highlight a little bit more. So more so, you can like what you like without degrading someone else. Okay. So I can like, say for instance, I love dark-skinned men, but I don't have to say I love dark-skinned men because and compared to a light skin, because I don't have to do that. I don't need to degrade.
That's why I say don't give that reason.
Regardless of how, whatever, I don't need to degrade another, someone else just because of how I feel or my particular preference.
I agree with that. But do you all feel like nowadays that when you talk, everyone wants to have a reason of why you don't? So like, it's not just okay for someone to say, preference. "Oh, right,
you in my business."
Exactly.
Don't do that.
Right. So, right. But I feel like, I feel like in today's society, you can't just say I don't like X, Y, Z. Everybody, well, why not? Why you don't like it? And then when you start giving the reason, it's like, oh, that's not a real reason. That's the stupid reason why you don't do it. So I feel like, yes, I do feel like that can be a divide. But I feel like it's because people want to be more nosy. That's it.
I think on certain categories you can do that. But I think when you have a preference on what you like, I think that's when you can draw the line, because now it's something personal. Like if I'm talking about politics per se or whatever, some people do take that personal. I personally don't. But if you're talking about politics per se, like you can go in and be like, hey, I agree with this. Okay, why do you agree with that? You better come with some facts.
Right.
Why do you agree with that?
Right.
And then that's when you need to have your reasonings together.
Right.
But if it's based off of, I just like this person, I like the person. Why do I need to explain why I like that person? So I look at it that way.
That's just my preference.
Yeah, that's just my preference.
What I like.
I don't like it when they just say I only like that. When you hit that only, that means you're trying to divide the two groups of people. And us as Black people, I feel like we need to be united as much as
Go ahead, Devon. I see it. It's eating you up. Go ahead. Go ask a question. I see it.
You know what I was about to say, right?
No, I mean,
what you want, light skin? I'm just kidding.
No, there's yeah, damn, that's crazy. It's like dark skin. Then I'm over here shiny.
No, it's not like it ain't like that.
She set us down a very colorism line.
It's not like
it's up by shade.
No, I
didn't. You see that, right? You see what she did there?
Y'all silly.
Right. This is racist.
Nah, I mean, since I am lighter, being on the receiving end of that kind of often, I do see where like dark skinned Black people get some shade. Let's keep it real. However, in my personal experience, I've only ever gotten any type of jabs at my skin tone from darker skinned people. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Because because dark skinned people complain about, I'm dark, I don't like it's because I'm dark. You're light skinned, you get, and like it's only darker skinned people that complain about it or kind of jab me because I'm light. Or if I show any type of emotion at all.
Yeah.
What they say, you acting light skin.
I'm like, well, hold up, nah, you just crossed the line, my man. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and push back.
Right.
But I'm being light skinned because I'm not gonna allow X, Y, Z. Come on, man. Yeah. It's just
and then the sad thing, that all started from slavery because the light skinned people worked in the house and the darker skinned people had to work outside.
Yeah, that was all designed by white people.
Right.
And that's the thing though. We know that.
Right.
So it's like, why do you keep
just like racism? We know that, but why is it still continuing?
So this is a question: Are people still serious about these jabs, or is it just jokes? Because for me, I see a bunch of them as jokes. I personally don't see a lot of people being that serious about it nowadays. But again, that's just me.
A lot of it is jokes. I will give it that. I think dark skinned people take it more seriously though, because of the fact that we've had this type of history.
I can see that.
I think light skinned people can see it as a joke.
Right.
Don't be looking at me like that with all the blinks.
You said
Because
light-skinned people.
Waiting.
You see a look.
I think
she's
her lashes, she's ready. She's
Like
like,
fly away.
See,
Like
I
a bird.
already know. I'm scared.
Get it.
No. So I know you're talking more. You feel like it's not as prevalent in these times as it was, in back times. I remember when Tyra Banks had her TV show. It was probably in like 2010-ish, around that time, and she had all different shades of Black women on the show, and they all got to speak their different perspectives of what they thought about, like, well, as a light-skinned woman, this one she did speak. She said, as a light-skinned woman, I feel like dark-skinned women hate on me because I have long hair and pretty eyes, and everyone in the audience just kept looking at her, was like just saying like, what? And again, we put these things on, like, listen, darker skinned women can have long hair, can have pretty eyes, but I even got told you were pretty for a dark skinned girl. And this wasn't in past times. This was also in present times.
Yeah.
And where that segregation comes in, and where like, no, I'm pretty regardless, honey.
Yeah, I never really understood that you're pretty for a dark skin girl. I just feel like, okay, if you're pretty, you're pretty. You just happen to be darker.
You're pretty. Yeah. But it also goes into what society has put out, even for like images of what pretty is. So like, say for instance, when we talk about now from society, like, think about the music industry. We have music videos. We have songs that even portray this of you have to be like, they had the whole controversy with Danny Lynn about the whole, he won a yellow bone. And so that was just even recent, like a month or two ago when she came out that song, and everybody flocked and attacked her for it because of, how she spoke on that and speaking in kind of in a degrading way of dark-skinned women.
The funny thing, the crazy thing about all of this though, we see all of this stuff on the media, right? Mm-hmm. And all of that. However, without all that media stuff, we still see a lot of dark-skinned babies. So that means, we may be seeing all that stuff, but men and women who are dark-skinned are still getting together and still making babies.
And they still are.
So that means you can't, and most men ain't gonna just go with just anybody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's be real about it. He has to kind of be attracted to you.
Just a little bit.
I'm just not for the degrading aspect of it, because your mama probably Black, your daddy Black, somebody or cousin, somebody of them colors is that, and they're gonna be like, yo, aunt, uncle, you feel that way about me?
If you're Black, somebody in your vicinity that's within your family is dark skinned.
Yeah.
Period.
It definitely happens.
There's no way around it.
I liked how y'all talked about the artists, especially when it came down Chris Brown. Like, I know that he got a lot of backlash and a lot of negative feedback when he had a song, and it was like, I Need a Stack, and he was talking about how he wanted to F a Black B. I don't cuss, sorry y'all. So I might word this a little differently. I only want to F the Black B's with the nice hair. And a lot of the females took that the wrong way for that, because and how I looked at it was he identified that he likes Black women. He wants to F a Black woman, but with nice hair. And I was like, okay, I don't see him saying that he only likes light skin. He's not saying just like dark skin, he just like nice hair. So if you're Black with nice hair, you could be dark skin, you could be light skin. As long as you got nice hair, he will like to mess with you. So some people gave him backlash for that one. And I couldn't see anything, and this is just my opinion, I couldn't see anything where he identified one race, because he didn't. I mean, not a race, but by color. He's just saying he likes nice hair. So you don't even know if he's talking about light skin or dark skin. So that was a tough one that was coming up there.
I mean, he dated Rihanna, who was brown skin.
Yeah, that's true. But you can look at
curly. That's her.
You can look at who he has dated, so you can look at his track record. But in that instance, in that lyrics, he didn't say that he only liked light-skinned people, or he only liked dark skin.
Between the lines.
I get that, but I also think just for me too, looking at it just a little bit differently from that is, again, how do we define what is nice hair? What is of nice features? Like, what is nice? Why can't someone who has a texture C4, or what is it, 4C type hair, which is more, coily type hair, be as seen as nice hair, or, just because someone's hair ain't silky and
so I think that goes into what I was talking about. I think that kind of boils into what I was talking about earlier, right? So even if you do have someone that has very coarse hair, like for instance, Devon has very coarse hair, right? Mm. But when he has shape up and he do the brush on, it looks great. You would see a lot of people that walk around with they don't care. They just had it done all out. So you be like, nah, bro, like that joint look crazy. but I feel like
moments.
I feel like the upkeep and the appearance is what helps out with the quote unquote colorism of the light skin, dark skin thing of what people find attractive or not. Because I'm not gonna lie, I probably would not be attracted to a woman who doesn't keep herself up appearance wise. Who I'm not saying she always has to have her hair done, not at all. But I'm saying like if we go out somewhere, I would like to have your neck. But even if you wear hair wrap, I'm cool with that. But
hair wrap.
Just,
You mean like with a bonnet?
No.
Like so, hold on.
Hold on, wait.
Where are we going?
Where are we going with the hair wrap?
We gonna get some crab legs with this stemmy.
Okay.
This stemmy.
It's not
Right.
good.
But no, I feel like so I wouldn't date a woman who didn't keep her hair up, because I like hair. I don't know. I think that's just a man thing. Like hair is a thing for a woman, but you have a lot of people that I think never knew how to take care of themselves hair wise, because I know a lot of women that I've been around and are saying, "Oh, I'm just learning how to take care of my hair. I'm just learning how to wash it. I'm just learning how to style it. I'm just learning how like the different styles." So I think a lot of times men meet women in that stage of their life when they're learning their hair and themselves, and they be like, "Nah, I ain't trying to rock with you." But as soon as they get the hair back, you be like, "What's up, girl?"
And I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I agree like where you're coming from, because like throughout my years, I always had braids, and then I got introduced to weave and straight hair. You know, straight hair was more professional in the workplace, and swinging it, and you know, you wanted to be all cute and things like that, and to live up to a standard that society had pushed out. And like not until I, you know, got later in years that I realized like I love my natural hair. I love the curly hair that I have. Of course I have to tame it, because over the years I didn't tame my hair. I didn't know what to do with it. So I am learning more about me and about my hair, and obviously I'm doing more protective styles. My hairstylist, shout her out.
It definitely is a lot more care and work that we gotta put in.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are just, when it comes to their hair, you don't have to do much to, you just wet it and it just slicks back.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you was about to talk about me. He looked like he said he's from Puerto Rico. So I went to Puerto Rico. I had a whole weave in my head. Okay, like a whole weave in my head. By the time we got, because man, it was hot and everything else in between. I pulled that out, put water on my head, shake, had my curls popping. He was like, "Yo, I like that." Like, yo, see, that's all you did the first time. But I was like, okay, but no, it was true.
Put the curls in that thing, let that thing.
It's real.
Yeah, man, that's
in shade.
You know what though? Us men have said that for a long time, and women don't believe y'all.
But we've been told we're not doing it for y'all. Okay,
right.
So you're gonna spend the $200-$300. Okay,
right. We have said that.
No problem. We've been telling you, save your bread. Just take an extra 10 minutes in the morning.
A woman with natural hair,
that's like
a white t-shirt with sweatpants, and some nice shoes on. We've been in the back like.
But like you said too, we have, even like for her, like myself, I had just moved into the more natural journey, and it's going on. It's my second year going into where I hadn't straightened my hair in over a year.
Right.
But like you said, we're going through those phases of learning now. How can I upkeep my hair in this natural state that can still be, looking like I'm upkept?
Right.
Like I did something this morning, I rolled over like, what did she do to her hair? So we're still learning and loving and appreciating it. But like again, society puts so much pressure that it has to be straight, and it has to be this, it has to be that, and to be considered as polished.
I can see that.
But keep
because
her that
let me tell you
hair.
something. I've seen some women that have wigs, and like they got the leave out be all, and they be like, yeah, I'm looking good, and they be trying to push it down. You be like,
listen,
nah,
like,
bro, that ain't it. That ain't.
Yes, Portia, you're absolutely right. Natural hair stage is definitely a learning experience, still learning. So if y'all know any natural hair products, to speak for myself, go ahead and drop it in the comments.
Drop it down there, yes, please, because the girl, I would need to get some.
And the natural hair thing, that's it. Like it's a great, especially if it's kept up. The natural like curly kind of with the baby.
Nah, it's definitely
got the waves.
I will acknowledge that it does. That it is some more work when it comes to that. I will acknowledge that, but I'm telling y'all, man, like I can understand women don't get done up all the time for men. All right, it's cool if you say so. However, we really don't like that, man. We really don't. Like it's and it gets. What is this churning in here? I can't really. There's some other activities where it gets in the way.
Right. Your hands. Is that what you're talking? Your hands?
Can't grab.
Nah, it's not that. It smells funny.
Smell funny? Okay. I'll take that one.
Smells funny. You're supposed to be in
if they working out.
You're supposed to be, performing, and you get a
bruh. You look at
All right, man. You doing one of these. All right, you know what?
Nah,
I'm gonna go ahead and leave. I'm gonna leave that.
no,
I'm gonna leave
don't
that.
do
I'm
that
gonna
one.
leave I'm gonna leave that.
But we also have Kodak
Yeah.
Black. The Kodak Black was also out here. And he too got criticized for his comment when he says, I love African American women, but I just don't like my skin complexion. So he later on to say that my complexion was too gutter. Light-skinned women are more sensitive. So again, with him and his comments, you can see it. He's trying to divide the two as far as his complexion. He thinks is, and a lot of us think like that. They think darker complected women are a little bit more rough, aggressive, stronger, back talk versus light-skinned women who are more sensitive, submissive, quiet.
Man, I don't know.
Let's talk about that one. That was a
I
great
know a
thing to
couple
talk
crazy
about.
light-skinned killers.
I know. Look, I personally know some.
Like, you crazy.
Yo,
It don't matter what color you are, what race, anything. You
There's
crazy.
a reason for that.
Crazy and deranged.
Because they're used to getting what they want, and when they get told no, oh wait a minute.
You said a light-skinned woman, right?
Light skin,
Ooh,
okay.
but
But
it can go the other way
I'm
when it
about
comes
to-
to dark skin
I've seen
women
that too.
because y'all can be crazy because y'all feel rejected. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So it can go either way.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like you just said, society says that the lighter tone is more desirable, blah blah blah. So I understand why you might be pissed off.
Oh, I ain't pissed.
Because I'm not saying you. I'm just saying like dark skinned women.
I think we look at it as like more they're privileged. If you think about it, because if you base it off of like a lot of the rapper songs, it's more about light-skinned women. If you base it off of movies, light-skinned women get more advantages than dark-skinned women. So it's more of a privilege thing. I don't know if man, it's more of that.
Like I said, the slavery mindset.
But listen, a lot of these rappers have children with dark-skinned women.
Right.
So if y'all just look at the
And their
base,
wives.
yeah, if y'all just look at the baseline of this, yeah, they may be talking about that. They may put it in songs, but who would they
All right, so
actually-
Jay-Z, right? Who's he with?
Oh, he's
The Beyonce, light skin. Swiss Beats.
Swiss Beats. $300 million.
Swiss Beats.
Swiss Beats is light skin.
No, who's he with?
He's with
Alicia Keys. She's light skin.
But
I'm just giving an example. I'm just giving. He just said most of them. I'm just giving an example. Pull out the dark skin one.
Snoop Dogg, wife.
Bam.
Dark
D-Wade.
D-Wade.
Right.
Dark skin.
I'm just saying, we just all throwing it out there.
Common
He
with
was
Tiffany
with
Haddish.
Serena.
Tiffany Haddish. And she dark skin.
They together?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's my
She got
man.
choked up
Shout
with
out to Common. Look, I was like, are they
We
married?
got Russell Wilson with Sierra.
Sierra, she's light
brown
skin.
skin.
She's light skinned.
What's brown skin?
But you know there
You brown
is,
skin
but
or
there
dark
is.
Am
like, that
I
between-
middle?
You hear people arguing about who's light skin and who's brown skin. Like, no, you're not.
I thought I was brown skin,
You
but
know?
somebody told me they kept telling me that you're light skin because of your face. I said, well, the rest of my body is brown.
Your face.
Like I can't change that. My body changes tone. It's weird. It's the weirdest thing, man. You would think that the top half would
It's
be the
because you're
darkest
light
half.
skin. That's why it changes colors.
It's just like goes down.
If
It's
you were
like
dark
okay.
skin, it'd just be one solid.
So
I'm
get
brown
that.
skin and I don't care what nobody.
I guess I am brown skinned because every time I get around my friends that are darker, I don't get it though.
I'm brown skin.
I guess
She didn't look down the line to figure out.
well because I like saying I'm dark skinned. I don't have a problem with it. So I'll be like, oh, I love being dark, and then I get around people that are a little darker than me. They're like, no, you're not dark skinned. I'm like, damn. So
Yeah.
where do I sit?
And the crazy thing is, you know,
Middle child.
the black race has been so mixed and matched that our colors will literally vary. We do mixed match with Indians and white people,
Hispanics,
Spanish,
yeah.
all that. So it's all
So
over the place.
like this whole colorism thing, kind of like null and void. There's too many variants. You can't.
No, I just
Yeah,
guess
man.
that we just have to stop dividing, like having that division amongst us. We shouldn't identify by light skin and dark skin because we do that. We do that. Oh, that's the
I
light
think-
skin crew.
That's
the dark skin crew.
Yeah. Isn't it like that in college too? Where it's like, okay, man, the Kappas. Is that
Oh,
the
you mean
dudes?
like the
Yeah.
alphas,
AKAs,
AKAs, and the
most of them
deltas?
are like-
Yeah, when you
they
think
all
about
be
that,
like-
what do you think about? When
Yeah.
you hear Delta, what do you think about?
I can speak.
At least-
I'm a girl, but I was just saying.
The
I mean,
outer
Of
appearance, the outer
dark-skinned
appearance,
women.
dark
I
skinned
don't know.
women, right?
But I don't know.
Then there is-
Like I said, the older I've gotten, I haven't seen a divide because I've seen so much. I've literally seen dark AKAs, and I've seen dark Zetas, dark Deltas.
We're
dark,
seeing it more now.
all
We are
of
seeing
it.
more.
Wow.
But I guess I can't say when I was younger, I could definitely see the obvious divide and everything.
Yeah.
But I definitely say nowadays a lot more people just starting to come together, and I just think the dark skin light skin thing is all jokes because them jokes be hilarious, bro.
Nah,
Them
it
memes.
is.
As long as
Yo.
it's not degrading.
Yeah.
I don't care what you like what you like. Just don't be degrading towards anybody.
Fair enough.
Talk
Oh, we
it.
got a
I
guest.
agree. No, but not yet. Don't be
Not
trying
yet.
to move the stuff off.
Not
Look
yet.
at look, he mad. Look at he mad.
Look, he mad.
He acting
I want
like
to talk to somebody.
I think he's hot. That's
not,
the part
not,
it
he's
is.
acting. I'm not gonna say it.
Oh,
he's acting
word.
I just said
Y'all saw that.
I just said I didn't
saw
say. I didn't say. I just said
I love it.
Okay.
Lord. So the history of colorism in the entertainment industry is long, and Black sitcoms are no exception to this influence. According to the National Museum of the African American History and Culture, lighter-skinned Black actors have always been more predominant in American cinema and television. When darker-skinned Black appears, it was usually in a play on amplifying racist stereotypes. So we can look at it. Everybody, who's watched Black X-Men? All right, has anybody seen X-Men? Y'all seen X-Men?
Yeah.
Whatever X-Men you think of.
This
So
one
think about
West need to come.
this one.
That's
West
her-
need to come on. That's her jump.
hers.
But you think about Storm. So Storm, she was a Kenyan descent in like the books, but when they came out, it was Halle Berry who displayed her, which was she's more biracial. So like that's what the example when it came down
The
to
Kenyans
like
are light,
why in the writing when they came out with the
right,
audiobook,
they
she was a
like
darker skinned female. But when they came out with the movie, she was light skinned. So that's why some of the
Is
dark
Halle
skinned
Berry
actors
light-skinned?
get discouraged. She's light skinned.
Halle Berry.
She's light skinned.
Brown. Y'all about to make-
She's light
y'all
skinned.
about to make
So
me
that's
go
some of the
down.
things that I've noticed too. Like even in movies.
But that was
it's
like Lil'
prevalent.
Kim. Lil'
Lil'
Kim
Kim.
was mad because she, she's about to have a little biopic that comes out too as well,
Mhm.
and she wanted
girl like
someone
light-skinned.
who she don't interrupt me there.
No,
She
my
wanted
fault.
someone that was like a very, complexion, was white.
She's still lighter complexion. She ain't
is.
dark.
Oh.
Almost near white, and they were mad because they were trying to actually. I can't remember the person who it was, but she was of dark skin,
Mhm.
and she said, "I don't want her playing me. She's not me." And like, you don't remember what color you was?
Because listen to what you just said. Remember what color you was? Kim doesn't identify as that now. I don't know why. She doesn't identify as it. She identifies.
First
as
of
a
all, she
Muppet.
was beautiful.
She identifies
dark
as a
skin.
Muppet right now.
Yeah, I don't know
Let's
what
just be
she,
real. With
I don't know
it.
what she
I'm
look
not.
like
I don't know
now.
what she's talking. She's
But-
not. That's listen.
We love you, Kim. We love you, but we
No.
love you.
I love
for-
your music.
I love your music.
I
I
don't.
love you as a
I love your
person.
music.
I just want you to love who you are. That's all I want
I
you
don't.
to do.
Yeah,
Love
I
who you
your
are.
music. I love
He
you.
said
No.
no.
I love who she was before she started doing all that crazy stuff. That's not the little whoever this person is. That's not Little Kim.
Yeah, it's not her now.
The last time Little Kim was seen before she went missing
She went missing.
was when she was doing "Put Your Lighters Up."
Yo, that was
the last time she
Yo,
was
Day,
seen.
Day, tell me my senior year. Didn't I have that?
That was the
Listen,
thing.
That was my job. I love you.
all the time.
That was the
Okay.
last time Lil Kim has been seen. Since then, she has been missing. The search is still ongoing.
Man.
Was that after
So
you
she
got
like
served? Because I thought she was still herself in that movie.
No.
A little bit.
No,
Nah, I think she was getting a little lighter then.
she was.
started bleaching.
That's when she started changing because her body was changing at the same time. So no, like I said, the last time we seen Lil Kim, yes, I'm mad
I can tell.
because I thought she was gorgeous too.
Yeah.
But she obviously didn't see it. It's unfortunate, but whoever the hell this is right now is an imposter. I don't know who this is.
But that goes into colorism, where you start to see that some dark skin women, if they're unhappy with their color, they'll go ahead and bleach their skin to become a lighter color. Or some
Mhm.
people who think they're too light and want to keep extra tanning so they can become darker.
So how
weirdest
do
thing,
y'all feel about white people that tan? Do y'all
I think that's the
colorism?
weirdest thing. I think it's the weirdest thing. I don't understand that.
Okay, so can white people do colorism outside of like Brazil? Because I heard that in Brazil they put the lighter skinned Brazilians on TV and everything for that when the darker one was out. But do you all feel like white people can do colorism too?
Yeah.
I don't
From
think
what I
it's
read, they
prevalent
said
most.
Colorism isn't in.
Listen,
It's in white, but
It's not.
like how you said of other like minority descents,
Yeah,
yes, they are.
yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't think I think we're like mainly the only race that does it so often when we divide each other. Like with
Not Indians.
Indians do it too. I mean, it's around there, but I'm
I
talking
think it
about
might
as
be
far
worse.
as in America, like with the white race,
Oh,
they're not gonna
yeah.
sit up here, and be like, "Oh,
Right.
you're darker."
No, they do classism. Classism.
Yeah.
Classism,
Yeah.
definitely. I would say, where did the term tall, dark, and handsome come from? That's a white people term.
Right.
That means the guy had to be kind of tan. You know what I'm saying? He had to sit in the sun for a little bit. He had to get as close to
Nah, they like
as close to bronze
like
as he
them
could.
black men.
Okay.
They like them
They
black
were really
men. That was they were talking about a black man.
Okay.
With a law.
Okay. I do think they.
I definitely think that was that.
to a degree, though. Not as heavy as we do.
Exactly. But I will say that even with colorism, it's starting to come together, and the reason I say that is because even when the Obamas were in office, we were able to see a darker complected woman, represent, first woman in that office, and sitting there, we could see ourselves on the screen. The only issue that I have is that the way that they treated Michelle, demeaning her, like dehumanizing her, like as far as like her being an animal and calling her a man. That's the one thing that I didn't like.
Right.
Because if you look at Kamala Harris, I haven't heard, and y'all please tell me if I'm wrong, I haven't heard anything negative about her.
There is, but I think
are they calling her an animal, like a man?
They have, but I think the only reason why is because of the road she took. She went through Congress and all that. Plus, she's not in a out front position.
Do you think it's just because of that, or do you think it's because she's light skinned?
Nah,
I
think it's a position
because
the president and his wife, that's who you see. You don't really see the vice president. Like, you didn't really see Joe Biden in jail when Obama was in office. But now, like, again, all you see is Joe in jail. You don't really see Kamala and I forgot her husband's name.
Yeah, they did that on purpose. They kept him in the background.
Kept him in the background. But I noticed that difference, and I was not a fan of that. I wasn't a fan of that at all, especially being a dark-skinned woman myself, or brown-skinned. Apparently, I'm not dark-skinned.
She did a lot, even while she was in the position that she was in, changing the food and health and all that, trying to do that. And then, she, like you said, she was talked down, looked down on. Then you got Melania Trump, who can't even write her own stuff.
Right.
And she
plagiarism.
She got this nice outfit and shoes, and we're bringing it back to the White House. And
look, I'm a firm believer.
God bless you.
That
got babies. You gotta bless them. You gotta bless you.
Right, exactly. I'm saying, I'm a firm believer that Obama wouldn't have won if he didn't have Michelle. Real talk. If he would have came in with a white woman, he would have lost. If he would have came in with a super, super light woman, he probably still would have maybe had a better chance.
Why do you think that?
Because there's a lot of dark-skinned black people. They would look at her like, okay, bet we in there.
But do you know who put him in office?
Oh,
white people.
Yeah, fair enough. But he did still get 98% of the black people.
No, but I agree. But I know that
was a huge dynamic. You got 30-some odd million people, and out of 38 million people, 37.9 million vote for him. I mean, that's not. You can't just say. You can't just sweep that under the rug.
But see, so to go back to what you're talking about, like about TV, right? So back in the 90s, our sitcoms had all dark-skinned people. Fresh Prince had, Family Matters had it, In the House.
They did. Let's look at Martin though, for instance. So the main character, the main character was dark. The female was dark, Pam, that he was talking about. Right. But guess what? He kept referring Pam to animal, loud, nappy head. But that was just all this other stuff. What did he say with Gina? Gina was beautiful. Gina was this. She did say she had a big head. So of course they had a pop on the head.
Okay,
but a lot you can see that in Martin too. And then look at Shanae. What was Shanae? Oh my goodness, loud, rude, ghetto. You know what I mean? So even our black sitcoms had the colorism inside.
You can't put art into this because art is literally just whatever the artist is thinking about in the top of the head, right? So you can't say Shanae was trying to portray a ghetto dark-skinned woman. He was just playing a character that came up in his mind. Now,
that character,
But
that character, why was the character dark-skinned?
Because Martin's dark-skinned.
I know he's dark-skinned. No, don't do that.
He can't be light-skinned. Because if Will Smith were to play a character as a light-skinned ghetto girl, then what you say?
But can I say
speaking of so even in Will Smith, so his aunt at the time, she was dark skinned.
Why did you change Aunt Viv?
Right, Aunt Viv was dark skinned.
That was entirely different.
I get the situation.
Why couldn't they bring in
maybe not because she was dark skinned, but Aunt Viv, she was more vocal, she was bold, she was demanding, she was a dark skinned woman.
Listen.
And then they brought in the light skinned one, And the light skin one was quiet.
Yo,
She did whatever they wanted to do.
I don't understand.
Come on.
Listen, y'all have to understand the two characters, Pam
Think beyond.
and Aunt and Aunt
Get
Viv.
away from my bed.
Right.
No, hold on a second. Pam and Aunt Viv. Y'all remember them most. You don't remember Gina like that. You remember Gina because she was. You remember Gina because she was his woman. That's
I remember
it.
when she got her head.
But she wasn't funnier than Pam.
in the bed.
Let's keep it real.
No, and
And
I
listen
think
to what
she
you
wasn't
just
as,
said.
but I
Hold
don't
on
think
a
she was as funny as Pam because Martin kept going on Pam. So Pam had to come back with the jokes. He wasn't going on Gina.
Doesn't
So that's why
matter.
those
Y'all,
two interactions
we
always,
remember
you always
their
saw
we
them.
remember their interactions. They're
Exactly,
bold.
because they're going at each other.
Exactly. That's fine. But
Why
I remember
Why he going at the dark skin one?
But
Exactly.
listen,
Because
Aunt
they
Viv,
did
the
that-
dark skin
I mean,
Aunt
they
Viv was
did that
only on the
shit.
show for what? 2 seasons? Maybe 3?
Something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How many episodes do y'all know of that y'all can say and actually verbatim spit their lines if it was a light skin Aunt Viv? I can't. I can do dark skin Aunt Viv though. A few episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not complaining about it no more. I know I'm gonna tell you who's the most popular. That's who I want to see. Period.
Yeah, I'm
I
not complaining.
I don't care about all this other stuff about.
We're not complaining. We're just showing
about that.
the colorism.
Nah,
Y'all let me know if
but
y'all
again-
agree.
They can
Y'all
do
let
it.
me know if y'all agree.
They
Like-
can do it. I'm not.
If y'all
gonna lie.
disagree,
I'm not
it doesn't
letting-
matter. We're just having a conversation.
I'm not letting it influence me. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm trying to say.
Correct.
I'm not letting it influence me.
Again, I would definitely take colorism out of art though. Only because I'm in it and I know how it works. Literally, it's just an idea in someone's head. It's not thinking about color. It's not thinking like
a lot of the time,
especially
now.
Right. And the biggest thing is like, when they talk about, oh well, every time Tyler Perry or Martin play a woman, they're trying to demasculate the man. I can tell you being an actor, we don't care about that. We're not thinking about the public. We're not thinking about anything. Literally, it's this is a thought process. That'd be funny if I play a woman and I act like this. Because I can't find a woman that's gonna play it the way that's in my mind. So I'm gonna do it myself. And I'm an actor, so I can achieve this goal. But you have some people like, nah, man, they trying to demasculate the man. It's like,
Yeah,
nah.
I mean, I would say yes and no, kind of. I would say I would lean more towards no, but you're the actor, so I'm gonna go ahead and defer towards you.
But like I said, we don't.
Hey, y'all, we got 2 minutes.
We don't care. We ain't thinking, bruh.
I get it.
When
Samuel
I was doing
Jackson
my little
said the same
Shaquille
thing.
character, my little Shaquille character that I was doing on Facebook, like with my comedy videos, I didn't give a damn about what anyone said. Like I wasn't saying, I wasn't trying to, because I'm still me outside of that. Like regardless of character, outside of that, I'm still me. Like I'm still going to uplift all black people that I can, but I don't give a damn about trying to demasculate like what who how is someone trying to demasculate me? What am I doing to demasculate? What is demasculine about me? Like there's nothing about me that's demasculine when I'm playing this character. I'm just playing the character.
You know, the funny thing is, a lot of this stuff started coming up in the last 5, maybe 10 years.
I agree with that.
And then you look at Living Color. Back in the day when you had the Wayne brothers going at it, they have allegedly, and they were 2 dudes, but they were dressed obviously as women. That was funny as hell. They were doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? But I think right now people are looking for things to fight for because they have no purpose.
I agree.
But that's a whole nother episode.
Yeah, definitely. We can definitely talk about that one.
That's deep.
We're gonna go ahead and switch over now. Make sure you continue to join the conversation. Go ahead and get on YouTube, write your comments. We'll definitely send you some feedback back. But we're going to go ahead and bring Sunni Connor on, and we're going to talk to her about her books and get you guys excited about that conversation. Hey, Sunni.
Hi.
Hey.
I wanted to jump in on that conversation so bad.
I know that's right.
Look at her. She's back.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I have to say this. It's all about perception. Because if you are a darker person, you're perceiving it from your point of view. And I feel if you're a lighter person, you're perceiving it from your point of view. There has been so many beautiful brown, darker women who are in the spotlight, like Rudy Huxtable, Ashley off the Fresh Prince. We all wanted to be these darker women. You know, then you have Denise, and then you got House Party, where Gina was nothing in the movie. They chased the brown skin girl. So let's go on and on and on and on. Everybody wanted to be Rudy Huxtable, be the brown girl. I really think that when you're brown, you perceiving it like all the attention is on light. And I think light-skinned women see a lot of brown glory if they perceiving it from that perception. For example, Nia Long, Gabrielle Union, you have all these browner women who were always glorified in multiple shows and movies. And then you just got Jada Pinkett and you got a few little light-skinned women here and there. So I think when you're on the opposite spectrum, you're looking at it totally different. I just had to say that.
No,
because
I'm glad you did.
I have admired so many brown-skinned girls on these shows, and I can't remember any light-skinned ones. So y'all threw it out there like light-skinned, but I don't remember looking up to any of these light-skinned women. I wanted to be Ashley off the Fresh Prince. I wanted to be Rudy Huxtable. I don't know where all these light-skinned characters really were when I was coming up.
That's what I'm talking about right there. The dark skin characters were the memorable ones. They were memorable.
Oh yeah,
character. They had the most character. They had a whole bunch of life to them. Don't get me wrong. It was light skinned girls who had character too, but it was the dark skinned ones that you was like, okay, I can rock with her. Like, let's keep it.
I definitely agree on like how you said about your perception, like whether from viewing from a dark skin or viewing from a light skin, and then about A Different World, the TV show, and you had all different, characters from all different colors, and they all, just really express themselves in different manners. Like just empowering moments from them in a different world. So I can definitely see your perspective of what you're talking about too as well.
I can agree. And that's why I say on this show, I love it because we're all opinionated and it's just all love. Like you either agree, disagree, whatever, you're just putting your opinion out there, and I just love it. So I appreciate your perspective on that one. So we're going to have a lot of conversation when we talk about that one. And before we even get started with everything, I want people to know who you are as a person. You know what I'm saying? Where you're from. Let them know who you are. Tell your personality, because we just want to get to know you, Sunni, as the person. So give you the floor.
Sorry, I just jumped on in there.
You all good,
I am Sunni from Baltimore, Maryland. I now live in California, where I do producing on films, all different types of productions, reality TV. And I have 2 published books out, Damaged Little Girl, Damaged Woman, based on my true life story. And I have 2 books coming out, one this summer and one the beginning of next year.
I love it. I can't wait to get the next book that comes out, because I finished The Damaged Woman.
And we had the Damaged
Little Girls, a book club. So
yeah,
it's an honor to get you on the show here today. And so we want to, and especially for Women's History Month, we wanted to showcase some strong women that we know around the area, and you were definitely the one that came to mind. So I actually you already kind of talked about the colorism, but I also wanted to talk about your example that you had in your book, and then Damaged Little Girl. You talked about how you got attacked because you were light-skinned when a dark-skinned girl, and I think it might have been elementary school or middle school. But talk about that. I want to get people excited about purchasing these books. So talk about that from your experience growing up and encountering that differences in color.
Yeah. So I lived in the projects, Perkins Project, and I experienced a lot of colorism. I was immediately attacked. Before I get into this, I have to say that my mom is darker than everybody right there. I have the most chocolatest, beautifulest mother ever. So in my household, I didn't grow up like a light-skinned girl. I didn't have a light-skinned mom who said, don't scrape up your knees, or you're too light to do this, or stay out the sun, or all these stereotypes that I've heard over the years for light-skinned women. I personally did not experience that. I grew up with chocolate. So we never talked about color in my house. I was really alarmed when I started being attacked for being lighter. She thinks she's all that because she's light skinned. Oh, she's a red bone. Or when I came in, I was new to the neighborhood and all the boys liked me. And it was like, oh, they like her because she light skinned. We're gonna beat her up. And I was just like, what? Like, what? I had to actually ask my mom, like, what's light skin? Because it was never a topic in my house. My mom was one of the most darkest, beautifulest women. Her hair was down her back. Men flocked to her. They loved her so much. And I never knew that I was different than her until people started calling me by color. They even started calling me like little light skin and stuff like that. And I hated it. I didn't want to be put in any category. I just wanted to be myself. In return, that caused a lot of females to want to fight me, a lot, for absolutely no reason.
I don't know.
So I know a lot of dark women have stated to me over the years, yeah, I had it hard because I was darker. Boys called me ugly. You know, they wanted to date light-skinned girls like you. You're slim, you're light. And I had a different perception because I felt like I don't even want these boys to like me if it's going to cause me to have to fight 5 girls when school let out, you know? So I think it's really important for us as Black people to know we have to stop on both angles. You know, if you see a beautiful brown girl, let her be a beautiful brown girl. If you see a beautiful, like, it's hard enough with everybody else against us than for us to be against each other before you even get to know a person. Before you even had a conversation with me, I would get into conflict. So to answer your question about the story in the book, I had started a new school in South Baltimore, which is a mixed community, Black and white, and a lot of mixed kids. And there was a group of darker girls, and they immediately felt that I was going to be a target, and never had a conversation with me, anything. I thought I was all that. I still don't know what that means. I've been trying to figure out what is all that for years, but that's what happened. You know, I was all that apparently, or I thought I was. And so they jumped me. I fought them. I fought my entire life because of my complexion. And I have a totally different perspective on complexion. And it's not that the light-skinned girl is so privileged. She's often undermined. She's often taken as she's not going to be the bold one to speak up. She often has to show that she's not a punk because she's light-skinned, you know. And I grew up in the same hood with everybody else. But if a darker girl would be tough, they would take her toughness for what it is. You know, she would have to prove that she could defend herself. And so it's a lot of things that came with that for me in particular, growing up in that environment. And it was really sad. It really brought me down because that's not how it was in my household. So I didn't have anything to hold on to, like, well, if they calling me light skinned and they treating me this way, I didn't feel that way. I didn't want to become the light-skinned stereotype. So I just had to always fight and go home with my chocolate mother, and she'd be like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You're so sweet. You're so beautiful. You're such a beautiful person. I'm so sorry that you have to go through this. And that was my story coming from a lighter complexion.
I love that. I love that. I remember you said regardless, at the end of that, after you beat her down. That joke was so funny. It was a great.
Oh, I done beat some down, honey.
I know. You got a few stories of that.
Definitely a lot of dark-skinned women, girls, it's just a little bit of jealousy because they see a lot of boys giving a lot of attention to lighter-skinned women, especially in the communities where you mostly see dark-skinned women. Seeing a light-skinned girl is kind of a rarity. It's the new kid on the block type thing, so you're gonna get a lot more of attention.
See, and so for us, it's different because our older sister, she's light-skinned. So again, like how Sunni said, we grew up in an environment we didn't see that. We didn't see, oh, she was pretty because she was light-skinned, or she didn't think we were pretty because we were dark-skinned. We didn't see that. You know, love is love. We didn't degrade each other because of the features that we didn't have. Like, you know, I had curly hair, but she had light skin, she had this. We didn't do that. It was none of that, you know. And so coming out in society and hearing again, you're pretty because you're dark skinned, you know, pretty for a dark skinned girl, or then seeing these different things was just like, wow.
Yeah, you start seeing it more at school, stuff like that.
You know, then starting to feel like, So am I not defined as pretty because I'm a dark skin or this? But again, I had to have my own confidence within myself to know I am beautiful despite of what anybody thinks or anything, you know, or because of my complexion. I'm beautiful.
Most definitely. I know you got a question for Sunni.
I do. So, you know, I read your book, both of them.
Thank you.
Yes, girl. And I'm going to read the other two that you're working on too.
Yes, honey.
So I just wanted to, you know, reach out to you. Maybe you can share a little bit more with everyone that's listening as well. You know, just from a single mom's perspective, with a lot of the hardships that you have endured over this time, how would you say that you were able to manage being a single mother while still healing and dealing with all the adversity and all the things that you have faced?
I think that I had been through so much by the time I started having children that I downplayed how strong I was. And as you read on in the book, you see that I finally had that mental breakdown in the tub, in the bathroom. Because I took every challenge like, this is my life, it's hard, and just get it done. You know, I've been through worse. The thing about going through a lot is you always have a time where you can say, oh, I've been through worse. So I'm stressed out with these kids. It's okay. I've been through worse. You know, at least I'm here. At least I'm raising them. You know, they're mine. They belong to me. They give me love. I struggled quite a bit being a single mom because I didn't always want to be a mother. And I know that's going to be harsh.
I'm a single mom too. So I felt that.
I feel that they put this super mom power. We wear this cape and we're supposed to live up to that. It doesn't get as hard as it gets. You know, there's never anyone to take that relief off of you. And it's this stereotype. Here we go back to society and their BS that, oh, you're a single mom, you're a Black single mom. Y'all supposed to just be strong. You know, just do it. Just take care of it. And there were times where I was like, hey, wait a minute. Why is all this on me? Why is this my reality that I have to do everything for these little people? The moment they were born, my whole life turned into caring for them, what was best for them. And I felt that I eventually became faded out. I became a mother, and that was who I became. I had lost my whole self being a mother and being a single mother. Because some people are single mothers, but their kids' father come and get their kids for the weekend and stuff like that. I wasn't that kind. I was a real single mother, meaning that they were not on this planet or they were somewhere completely gone. You know what I mean? So I have to say, I did have a breakdown moment where it became too much for me. But once I got over that incident that happened, I had never been stronger being a mother.
Are your kids home right now during quarantine? Because mine are home. Okay, they're here with me. I'm just jump in on this one too. What tips or advice you have for mothers right now that are home with their kids during this time? Help me out, Sunni.
First, I'll say everything in life is a story that you tell. So they are going to be home. We're in a pandemic. But if you tell that story to yourself over and over again, oh my God, these kids are home, they're getting on my nerves. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That is going to be so much more intense. But if you take your time out and say, okay, they're home, I have to give them some attention. I have to do certain things with them. Give them that morning time. I don't know how you're doing school or how you're doing with work and everything, but give them that time and then let them know that you need your time. You are required that. See, some kind of way we became slaves to the children, and that's all wrong. We had them. We brought them into our life. They need to adjust to our way of living, and we share this life together. It's not their world. And there's a lot of people that's going to disagree with me with that because it's all these cliche BS rules that we keep following as African Americans, as Black people. We just keep following everything for the kids first, feed the kids first, do this to the kids first, the kids. The kids are gonna grow up and move out, and your whole life is gonna be over. For your youth, these are our last young years, and these are the years that we have to make time for ourselves as well. Self-love is more important than, you can't be a great mother if you're not taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
You know, it cannot be all about them.
It's gotta be. I agree. It gotta be a balance.
It has to be a balance. My whole world was about my children, and I was so unhappy until I said, wait a minute, I'm in this world too. You know, when do I get my meditation time? When do I get my time to love on me? It cannot just be all about y'all. Y'all want to grow up and leave. And then I'm going to be like, well, damn, I raised y'all, I gave y'all everything, y'all gone. Where do I stand? I've been miserable the last 20 years. No, this is your life too. You have to work them into your life, not make your life, make your life about them. They have to be incorporated in your world.
Fair enough. Speaking of that, when you say a whole lot of change as far as becoming a mom and whatnot, so with the men in your life, right? How has dealing with the different men that you've dealt with changed you as a woman, such as dealing with dating men like Marco or Kels? How has that like affected you?
It has affected me in a sense of so dramatic that I could even say maybe I got new genes and became a new person.
Wow.
Because I had to experience those things. I had to mentally talk myself through those things because I didn't get help. And then I became a new person every time those things happened to me. And trying to find a piece of the original person that I was almost became impossible.
Do you think you found that person, or do you think you're on the way to finding that person again?
I actually threw her away.
Oh.
Yeah. At the end of the book.
I'm just saying, some people,
Like that. Oh.
There might be some remnants of it.
So yes, y'all better read the book.
Read the book.
I just threw her away. I just threw her away because this is our reality. This is our world. This is our reality. And at any given moment, the things you don't like about yourself, the things that have put you in terror, and you keep repeating these same horrific stories of things that happen to you, throw it away. Create a new story. Create a new character. Create a new life. And people will call that phony. They will say, oh, you're not the same. I was never supposed to be the same. We are in an evolving universe. We're supposed to evolve.
Right.
So everything that I did not like about my old self, I threw it all away and I revamped myself to the person that I wanted to be. And that person didn't come with no damage.
I love it. And that shows growth. That shows maturity. And that just shows us, as you said, evolve throughout the years, how we're supposed to change, right? You're not supposed to be the same person to be consistent. So I believe and I support you in that one. So Sunni, please tell the people how they can follow you, support you, and even go out there and buy those books that you have. Remember, y'all, she's a native from Baltimore, Maryland. So show her some love. But Sunni, give a shout out to everything that you have on your platforms and how they can support you, my sister.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, both books are on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, naturallysunny.com, Thrifty Books. They are in 15 different countries, so they're out there. I actually have Damaged Little Girl being translated into Espanol ahora now.
Hey.
And so I'm like super duper excited. I've branched out to the Spanish community. I've been learning Spanish for a year now, so I'm almost fluent. And so
I need a refresher.
Yes. So I branched out to the Spanish community and they are like super excited. So I'm finally getting the books translated, and Damaged Little Girl is almost done and the Spanish audio is already done. So I was like, what? That was super duper exciting. Yes. So the books are everywhere. Damaged Little Girl just got picked up from Walmart. It sold enough copies that Walmart picked it up. So that was like super duper exciting. Thank you. My next book coming out is actually my first fiction book. It's called Damien's Secret. It has twists and turns, and I sent it out to the reviewers, and it has gotten 5 stars.
How does
First
it
of
end?
all, I didn't get a book.
How does it end?
I ain't get one for the review. What's up?
Yes. It's dropping this summer. And then my book that's coming out at the beginning of next year is called Who the Is Society.
Okay. All right.
I won't curse for you, Nene.
Thank you.
But it's called Who the Is Society. And it's a self-help book and off the charts. It talks about what we're doing here, how we got here, how to deal with different things to create your own reality, how not to care what people think. You know, it takes you through step of step. It's like a book that you should have next to your bed. And when you're going through a bad day or something, you can just flip to a chapter and be like, I got this. Because we're really living in an illusion, I feel. Most people think that reality is a certain thing, but reality is actually just what we all agree on as the masses. The real reality is the reality that you create in your mind, and you start living that picture out. Everything was started in your mind. This chair that I'm sitting on, this was in somebody's mind. They said, oh, I want to create a chair. I'm going to make it white. It's going to be beautiful. I'm going to charge this amount for it. And they took that vision off their mind and they started executing. That is their reality. And I feel we too consumed with what the masses think. And that's not really what we're doing here, which is really why a lot of us is unhappy. So I really wanted to break through with a lot that I've learned over the years and come out with that self-help book to really show people how to be their best self.
I love it. We'll make sure to put all your information out there. But Sunny, thank you so much for joining us on the show today. We really do appreciate your energy, your love, your hype, and your perspective on colorism. So thank you for coming in with all that energy.
Really do appreciate it. I can definitely.
Thank you. And thank y'all for reading the books. I really appreciate y'all.
Oh, you already know. We fans from day one.
I can definitely see that you're from Baltimore. You're a Baltimore native with your T's.
Oh God, not the twos. I live in California now, right? And it don't matter where I go, they never know that I'm not from California until I say two. And they're like, "What are you from, Baltimore?" I'm like, "What is it?" Do we drag it really quick? Do we drag it out? Do we drag out the two?
Y'all drag it out.
We drag it out. So how do y'all say it? Y'all just say two?
Two. Short.
Sometimes I do say two just because, but sometimes
I don't do it.
Occasionally,
it sounds. I'm from New York,
but
I already got enough with us.
Two.
We got enough of an accent, man. For me to add another, too much.
I got everything. I think I'm a mixed breed. I got New Jersey, Maryland. I got everything.
Yeah, I can't hear it. I just said two. It sounds the same to me.
Say
Avenue.
They said no.
Well, we love you, Sunny. So thank you so much for coming on the show. We got to get about something else later offline, but thank you so much, my sister. Enjoy that beautiful sun out there in Cali.
Peace.
Okay, y'all have a good one. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome, my sister.
Take care.
Oh shit, I hit the wrong one. I was about to hit in the podcast. But we both would have been blank. No, seriously, guys, before we head out, so the Nene hydration is called Love Yourself. And the reason that it's titled that way is because we talked a lot about today about colorism. We talked about self-love. We talked about uplifting the community. And the reason that I want it to be Love You is because it's not only just the outer appearance. You got to yes, you have to love your skin, love your hair, love your eyes, love the beauty, love the creation that God has made you, but also love the person that's inside of you, your character. Know that every day you're waking up being a good person. You're being a positive civilian in the world. You're loving on other people, because the more love we have in the world, that is what's going to combat the hate. And that's what the biggest thing is about. So share that love throughout this week, throughout this life, out your lifetime, that you love not only the outer part of you, but you also love the inner part of you. So that way we can spread this love. So that's the hydration for this week. I love you guys. Thank y'all for all the energy, the conversation. We could have kept we could have kept talking about this on and on. But I know we got to get up out of here. Vaughn, love you, man. Day, I love you. And we love you guys too. So
I don't know about y'all. Y'all call me light skin.
Yeah, you ain't call me dark skin.
I ain't
Let it go. Hey guys, love you guys. This is from UGR. Peace and love.
Peace.
Have a good week.
Spread love.